Okay, so problem number 1 is asking for the graph, and it's a system. Okay, but do we have to necessarily do it by graphing? No. There's 2 different ways to do this. We can do it by graphing. That means you solve both of them for y. Or you can do it by matrix, which will give you the intersection, right? And then you can look at the graphs and see which one has the same intersection. So what is easiest for you right now, and what is easiest based on how they gave you the 2 equations? What's the easiest way to do this? You tell me. Matrix, right? Because if not, you have to solve both of them for y. You have to divide both of them. It's a whole bunch of stuff. So we're going to put this in matrix form. Okay? We're going to put the 2, the -3, the 0, the 1, the 2, and the -7. And I want you to go ahead and put it in matrix. Find the solution. And let's go look for the solution. Now, look at these solutions here. We're looking for the one that matches. And that'll be your answer. Got it? So go ahead. You can pause the video at this time and put it in matrix yourself and find the solution. Okay, so let's check to make sure that we did it correctly. We're going to put it in second matrix, and we're going to edit, enter, make sure it's a 2 by 3 every time. Put the numbers 2, -3, 0, 1, 2, and -7. Do second quit. Second matrix, arrow over to math, go up or down to RREF. Press enter 1 time, second matrix, enter, enter, and it gives you the solution. It says that it's one solution, right? It crosses 1 time at -3, -2. So if we go look on this graph, the solution is at -3, -2. So this one here is not at -3, this is at -2, and it's not even a perfect point, so that's out. This one is on the positive side, that's out. This is also on the positive side, that's +3, -2, that's out. And this one is on the negative side, -3, down -2. The answer is J. If you end up, okay, let's say 2 of these have the same solution, then I'm sorry, you're going to have to solve both of them for y and graph them and see which one does it look like. Any questions? Problem number 2. Problem number 2 is a system, and we're going to have to write 2 equations, and then we're going to have to solve it. So let's look at what they gave us. It says Marco has 15 coins in nickels and quarters. So together, right? Let's say in your hand you have 15 coins, and it's nickels and quarters. He has 3 more quarters than nickels. He wrote a system of equations to represent this situation, letting x represent the number of nickels. So I would put x right here on the nickels. And y represent the number of quarters. So I would put y for the quarters. I would also put a y right here where it says quarters, and I would put an x here where it says nickels. Because if you look at my answers, they're written in the form of x, y. Right? And it says that the total is how many? 15. So look at your answers. Do they total 15? 6 plus 9? 15. 5 plus 10? 15. 9 plus 6? 15. 10 plus 5? 15. Okay? Let's keep going. So we have nickels and quarters equals 15, so I'll just say x plus y equals 15 total. My x's and y together equal 15. He has 3 more quarters than nickels. How do you write that equation? Do you say y equals or do you say x equals? Which one does he have more of? Y's, quarters, more quarters, so it's going to be y equals my nickels plus 3, right? 3 more than my nickels. That's the equation. If you take the nickels and you add 3 to it, that will give you the quarters. Again, pay attention. If you take the nickels and you add 3 to it, that will give you y, which is the quarters. Some of you already know the answer, and some of you don't because you don't pay attention when I'm talking. You just... 3 more quarters than nickels. What's the answer? A, you have more quarters than nickels. By how many? By 3. Either way, let's say you didn't know that. We're going to use our equations to find it, okay? And the easiest way for me right now is to just move this x over here, minus x. Okay, you put both of them in y equals, you hit trace, and you do second, trace, 5, enter, enter, enter. And that'll give you the answer. Okay, so go ahead and do that, and then we can move on. Okay, so let's put that in the calculator. Y equals, is it 15 minus x? And x plus what? Plus 3. Okay, why do I not want you to do second trace 5, enter, enter, enter? I'm going to show you why. If you do second trace 5, enter, 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 well, on your calculator, it pauses it. I need you to trace first, right? I need you to see, make sure that it traces, make sure that it crosses. It does cross right here. And then I want you to hit second trace 5, enter, enter, enter. If you notice that your graph stops graphing, it's because you paused it. You press enter one more time, let it graph, and then you could do second trace 5, enter, enter, enter. The intersection is at 6, 9, and that's what we talked about. This is the quarters. You have 3 more than your nickels. Okay? All right, so the answer is A. Let's do problem number 13. No, problem number 6. Problem number 6, another word problem. Okay, at a pet store, the total cost of 8 pounds of brand X dog food and 1 pound of brand Y food is $8.40. Easy. The 8 goes with the X, right? The 1 goes with the Y, and it equals $8.40. You went, you bought this stuff. Do you add them or do you subtract them? Add. You added it, okay? Because you're buying 8 pounds of X dog food and 1 pound of Y dog food, and it gives you a total of $8.40. So your equation is 8x plus 1y equals $8.40. Easy? Right? Pretty easy. Okay, the next one. Now this is another day or another person. The total cost, we're going to add, of 16 pounds of X food and 8 pounds of Y brand food is $24. So what's the equation? 16x plus 8y equals $24. What is the price per pound of brand Y food? So I just want the Y. I don't want the whole answer. So once you get the answer, I only want whatever that is, the Y. Got it? So what's the easiest way to solve this one? Matrix. Matrix. Here are my numbers. 8, 1, 8.40, 16, 8, and 24. Go find the solution and give me the Y. I only want the Y. So is that going to be the top number or the bottom number? The bottom number. Okay, so in the calculator, second matrix, edit, enter. It's always a 2 by 3. And you put the numbers in there. So we had 8 pounds of X, 1 pound of Y, equal to 840. And 16 pounds of the X brand, 8 pounds of the Y brand equals 24. Once you finish, you do second quit. Second matrix, go back in there, do math, RREF. Going too far. Enter one time, and then second matrix, enter. Enter will give you the answer. So please don't press math, enter on here, because we're talking about money. So we need those decimals. We don't want a fraction. These are my decimals. That means that X is 90 cents per pound, and Y is $1.20 per pound. This is my X brand. This is my Y brand, and they were only asking for the Y brand. Okay, so the answer is B. Got it? So again, they're not always going to ask you for the whole solution. You have to read the question and see. Because sometimes they're going to say, what's X plus Y? Well, then you take your X and you take your Y and you add them. Okay, let's do number 13. Oops. Number 13. This is the last one, and I'm not going to finish it with you. I'm just going to start it. There's different ways to do this. You can continue the line doing the rise over run, right? Continue the line. This one too, continue the line, rise over run, and see where they cross. Or you put these two in stat. So let's make a table. That's negative 10, 6, and negative 5, 5. You put this whole thing in stat calc 4, get me the equation, right? The other line, you're going to do the same thing. So you have these 2 points. You make your table. That's negative 4, negative 5, negative 8, negative 7. Put that in stat calc 4 because it's a line. Get the equation. Once you have both equations, right, you put both of them in Y equals, you hit trace, and then you do second trace 5. Enter, 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 and it'll give you where they cross exactly. So it's a bunch of stuff on here, or, like I said, you can continue the pattern of the slope. This one's up 2 over 3, so continue. Up 2 over 3, put a dot. Up 2 over 3, put a dot. Up 2 over 3, put a dot. And the top one, you're going down 1 over 5. So continue going down 1 over 5, down 1 over 5, down 1 over 5, and see where they intersect. Either one is going to work. I don't care which one you use, but you are on your own. I need you to finish that whole packet. Whatever you don't finish, you're going to do tomorrow. Do not forget it. You bring it in here, you work on it, and then you start on the new packet. I don't care what the sub says. You finish this one first, and then you start on tomorrow's work. Capiche?